next court, which he can't hear.
He can't hear because he's a potential witness.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when is your wife supposed to go back to court?
July 3rd.
July 3rd? Yeah.
Without no attorney, without no assistance of counsel, with nothing.
Because she can't afford it, can't she? What was that card that the judge gave her?
I wasn't in there when he gave it.
No, I think on the hearing in January, did he give her some card
I wasn't in there again. They escorted me out.
Some like legal aid place in Goshen or something that offers free legal assistance?
I don't know. She didn't never
I
tell
don't know
me.
if they told her. Maybe
is that the transcripts from just January?
That was January, yes, sir.
Can I look at them?
Sure.
Clark. Yeah, see, I asked them, I find it awful funny that the judge says he has the best interest at stake when he files this letter for Curtis Hill. They wanted to charge me $50 a page, and then I got to pay up front. I don't even get to see the transcripts.
I would think if they bring charges against you, that transcript's going to be discoverable.
Well, yeah. I like the transcript from, if they're only going to bring charges against me I'd like to see the transcripts from all of them so I could attach them to my 1983.
Well, I've requested the ones from the most recent hearing where you're held in contempt, so it may be. And when did you say you applied to the bar to take the exam?
Well, I haven't actually seen it in writing. I've called them on several occasions. They should have my name. They've taken my name. In order to take the bar in February, I'm supposed to submit a letter to the director in writing. That's been halted now. That's the least of my worries now.
So you've made calls, but you haven't actually formally sent the letter applying for the bar exam, so.
Right, right. But they said that I could take it. They have stated that I could take it in February. I'm not sure he's admitted to practice law. We are one. I stayed right there. We're one. Any judgment that goes against her with the court. How am I not a party to these proceedings? That's my wife. We are one flesh. The party was the claims that have dedicated the first was recognized soon this exhibit. As you let's see. I've studied this extensively. He has no contract. Grodnick went into court. He went behind a hospital that wrote off a bill. He bought it for less than what they wrote it off for. I don't know exactly what he bought it for, or whoever he represents bought it. I can't say he did it, that's an assumption, but whoever he represents bought a bill that they wrote off. Okay. They did that on their own free will. Is my wife liable for a hospital bill that provided her service and that she agreed to pay? That's arguable. She went to the hospital under duress. Under duress, she signed a contract. Even under Article 26, Uniform Commercial Code of Law, that's arguable because you cannot enter a contract under duress. If you do, it's not legal. All hospital, not all hospital, but emergency room bills, when you're under extreme excruciating pain, you go in there, you're under duress when you go in there and they have you sign a bill, contract. Now, say the hospital was suing her per se. That would be an argument for that. That's not even an argument for Mr. Grodnick or the company he represents. The argument for him is, you went in there, or you went on some market page, you bought something that a hospital wrote off. How is my wife liable for what you did? You did that on your own free will. They did that on their own free will. My wife is not liable for you going and purchasing a debt or a contract or whatever you purchased, for whatever price you purchased it for.
So what was the original ER treatment?
I don't know. It's how long ago it was. My wife don't even remember what it was. And all I wanted to see was the service was provided. My wife wants to see what service they provided her.
Was that Elkhart General or?
I don't know.
No.
They never provided nothing stating what my wife is entitled. What my wife
Well, it
owes.
was part of the.
No, they just state that there's 3 bills. They give how much money was on this date, how much money was on this date, how much money was on this date.
I can't believe they didn't attach a copy of the. Well, of course, they could buy it from the hospital, like you say, right?
You know, that's all my wife wanted to see, because I asked my wife, before we pay this bill, how much money do we owe?
Right.
What do we owe this money for? And my wife said, I don't remember.
You don't even remember when, like what year the treatment was she had? That bill is outstanding from when?
One's from 07,
07?
I believe. I don't know what the
Okay.
bills are from. I mean, they were attached originally to the original summons.
Okay.
The date and the amount. You know what I mean? So. Now, what did he have me escorted out? I know he had me escorted out of the court.
That was towards the end, I think. How many pages is that? Yeah, you're not. I think it was towards the end.
I can't believe it's that many pages, man. It didn't seem like he was in court that long. Here my wife asked, I can't cross-examine her. She specifically asked for her right to cross-examine. This lady that says she owes this money, I can't cross-examine her, I can't ask her. There's no papers, there's nothing showing that I owe but this bill. The court, well, it says there's nobody from the hospital or the court. It's a motion for summary judgment under the law. You're required to designate materials showing that why you allege is not true. Say you owe these people, yes, no. The law says she's entitled to a jury trial. Statutes, court rules, and legislation is not the law. The law is the Constitution. That's why every time somebody compares and questions an IC code, it gets put up against Constitution. The Constitution don't never get put up against an IC code or legislation, because that's not always the law. And these people know that legislation is enacted unconstitutionally a lot of the time. It says here the Goshen IU Hospital, and she says no, not on these days. She specifically denied the allegation. Her, not me, her. The court, Goshen IU, where you were treated by IU Goshen, ma'am. Ms. Hayes, no, not on these days. The court, well, those may be billing dates instead of treatment dates. Why is the court arguing for the plaintiff? Why are they interpreting her statement and the statement of the bills? My wife said no, not on the date. She wasn't treated. She's just supposed to be, those are supposed to be the date of service. And again, nothing has been alleged to show the date of rule. Those are the date of service and nothing has been served. Yeah, $2,188. That's what I figured, $2,100. I didn't know if I was remembering that or not. And right here, judgment is entered in favor of the plaintiff against the defendant in the amount of $2,100 together with the cost of this action. And he just denied my wife her 7th Amendment right. Yeah, very much. If it takes me to get a B misdemeanor to get these, tell Chris he'll go ahead and file his B misdemeanor, because this will make me win my 1983 civil action. This is all I need. This is all I've been wanting. I'm sure they got the paper that I filed. Not I filed, my wife and I filed to get these transcripts. What he says that is the practice of law, and it's not the practice of law. My wife has a right. It's public record. Anybody can go into court and file for transcripts without practicing law. Freedom of Information Act, what is it, 1983 or something? I know you know the Freedom of Information Act. This happened in a public court. I have the right to petition the court for these transcripts without being brought up on charges. No, this is from, because this is for the 3rd too. I thought this seemed kind of long. Yeah, April 17th. January 3rd, this starts April 17th. You can't defend my own name and my wife. Mr. Hayes, Your Honor, there's something on that wasn't brought up on that affidavit. It's on April 29th, 2008.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think the best way to do this for your benefit, I want to be fair to you for sure, is to make arrangements for you to get any paperwork you want over to me. And if for some reason they won't send it by courier, meaning free, you don't have to use a stamp or anything, you just need to send a message out, you got my name, to stop back over here and pick up paperwork pursuant to your case. Okay?
I mean, if you stop back over here within a day or two, I'll get on this as soon as possible. I mean, you could write down the articles of the Constitution. I know them by memory.
Well, I would really like to attach anything that you want attached to them. I'm going to tell you, I'm not an attorney. The people that are going to be looking at it are attorneys. So what I'm telling you, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, Josh. But it will to them. Okay?
Right.
So, only to be fair to you, that's why
I know it doesn't make sense to you because it's illegal and it shouldn't be happening. And I know you know a little bit about the Constitution. I mean, you're obviously a senior man. You grew up in this country. You speak pretty well English. And you got to be familiar with the Constitution. That's why they say you cannot go into a courtroom and plead ignorance. Why is that? There's over 80,000 codes and statutes that are in play today enforceable in this land. Why do you think a judge? You think you're expected as a person to remember 80,000 codes and statutes? No, it's because they're not the law. The law is 14,400 words. Federal Constitution. All state constitutions are written within that federal Constitution. And you, as a citizen or a U.S. national, are expected to know that. That's why you cannot plead ignorance of, oh, Your Honor, I didn't know the law. You can't plead that you didn't know you wasn't supposed to violate somebody's rights. You can't plead that. You know what I mean? And they can't prosecute me for something when I know my right is that I have a right to defend my name. It's not like it's even somebody else's name. I've been married since 2001. That's my name.
See, I'll make a note of that. You've been married since 2001?
Yeah.
So when she would have had the claims that they're making on the outstanding bills, you guys were married at that time?
Yeah, we was married at that time.
All right.
We've been together since we was 16. We've been married since 2001, October 4th.
Okay.
And so there ain't no way you can give me a copy of this today, I understand.
I will check on that. I don't know